Hey, Chandler Bolt here, and in this video I want to talk about how to launch a high converting free plus shipping book funnel. Now, if you've launched a book, or even if you haven't, you know that launching a book is one of the best ways to get more leads, more sales, and more referrals for your business. It's something I talk about all the time. You can see a bunch of other videos that I have about how you can use a book to get more leads, more sales, and referrals for your business. It's super, super powerful. I call a book a silent salesman, right? It goes out into the world and it sells people on your methodology and on doing business with you. Now, there's an amazing method, an amazing thing that you can do to really just put that on steroids, and that's to launch a free plus shipping book funnel. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through what is it, why should you have one, and also kind of like what are the mechanics of it, and how do you create a high converting book funnel? So not only is this going to bring you leads, it's going to bring you sales, it's going to bring you customers, but it's going to be profitable as a customer acquisition tool for you. So maybe you've heard of free plus shipping book funnels. Pretty much everyone's doing them. I mean, you've probably seen Russell Brunson has used this to grow ClickFunnels in a major way with all of his books. Tony Robbins does this. You got Perry Marshall. You've got so many people in the health and wellness space use this to sell supplements, to build their health and wellness businesses. Like, this works in any industry for any type of business. And I'm going to say that this is one of the best funnels that you should have in your business. Like, in my business, I have a couple funnels that work really well. There's webinars, and then there's a free plus shipping book funnel. And the free plus shipping book funnel is responsible for literally millions and millions and millions of dollars at self-publishing school. And I think, and what I've seen with other people, is that a free plus shipping book funnel is one of their best funnels for bringing in customers. Now, if you haven't seen it, what is it? So it's super simple. So you go to a page and it's kind of like, hey, I will give you a free copy of my book published. All you have to do is pay shipping and handling. Right? That's a free plus shipping funnel. Now, there's other types of free plus shipping funnels. A free plus shipping book funnel is definitely one of the most popular and one of the most effective. Why? Well, because a book has inherent value, right? A book, you say, oh, yeah, that's right, I would pay $15 for that book. You're going to ship it to me for free. So just naturally, it's going to convert better than a lot of other options because people just get it immediately. They say, oh yeah, I'll pay for that. That makes sense. Now, a lot of people think free plus shipping book funnels are dead. And it's like,
oh yeah, it's been around forever. It's annoying. It doesn't work. It's ineffective. Like, why would you do that? People aren't stupid. They know that they have to pay something.
Right? Well, I'm very upfront, and that's kind of a conversion mechanism or tip before I even get to that part of the video. But I'm very upfront in everything that we do. Is that, hey, I'm going to give you a free copy of this book. All you have to do is pay shipping and handling, right? So people know that, hey, I'm going to have to pay something. But I'm still getting this book for way cheaper than I would be if I was paying for the full version, right? They're gonna have to pay $15, $20, whatever on Amazon to get this book. And they just have to pay, maybe half that, $7.99 in shipping and handling to actually claim their free copy of that book. Now, one of the big advantages here is by using a free plus shipping funnel, I'm able to self-liquidate a lot of times my cost up front. And instead of subscribers, I have buyers. So now I've got an email list full of people who have my book. And maybe you've heard the saying, a book is the new business card. So that book is gonna go out and create advocates. And these are people who are already customers from the get-go. So now all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if they buy anything else. If I'm able to break even in that funnel or even get close to break even, I've now got thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of copies of that book out in the wild. And that's going to enable people to become advocates for my company, to refer me, to send me business. It's going to be teaching the methodology. So now instead of, your standard thing, any other lead that I have that's on my email list, maybe they just signed up for a free thing or they signed up for a webinar and things like that. But there's nothing like having paying customers in your audience. And so everyone who claims a free copy of this book, they pay, typically I've seen anywhere between $5.99 on the very low end to $9.99 shipping and handling. So that's the charge. I typically go at about $7.99 shipping and handling. But now all of those folks, they're paying customers. So they're buyers, not just subscribers. So that's another benefit to this model. Now let's get into the key numbers of this funnel. Then I want to walk you through how to make sure that the funnel converts. How do you fulfill on this funnel? And then also I'm going to give you some practical examples of how I've used this in my business. purchase. So first, you've got the cost to acquire a customer. So the cost of getting someone to claim their free copy of this book. So this really just depends on the traffic source, or how are you getting people to come into this funnel. So maybe it's all organic, they're coming from your website, or maybe they're coming from your email list, or all those things. But really, if you want to expand beyond that, which you probably do, because that's how you get scale with one of these funnels, you're probably going to be spending money on some sort of ads, right? Maybe it's Google ads, maybe it's Facebook ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, Pinterest ads, whatever, but you're paying for traffic to come into this funnel. So that's kind of one of the first most important metrics, is what's the cost to acquire a customer, or the cost of a free book purchase. And then there's a couple other key metrics to watch as well. So the second one is the average order value, or AOV. So on average, how much, when someone claims a book, do they spend at the time of purchase? And then the third metric, what is the lifetime value of that customer? Now, depending on where you're at in your business, you may or may not be willing to say, hey, I'm willing to lose money on every single book, and I'm actually even willing to lose money for the first 30 days and just build a subscriber base of customers. This is a long-term play for me. So maybe that's where you're at, or maybe you're thinking like, hey, I got to get this to ROI positive tomorrow. Okay. And so then you're going to look at these numbers differently, but either way, those are the key numbers that you want to look at. So in terms of cost to acquire a book purchaser, I've seen anywhere from $10 to typically $50, kind of in that range, $10 to $50 per book purchase. That's normal. It might even be a little bit higher than that. If you're retargeting traffic, things like that, it might be lower than that, but that's kind of the range there. And then from an average order value, I've seen anywhere from $7.99, $6.99 on the lowest end if you're not selling anything else, all the way up to $26, $37, I think even $47 per book purchase. So that's the average order value. And the lifetime value, that's much harder to track, and that's much more long-term, especially when you factor in, advocates, referrals, all those things, and sending out those books into the world, and the business that comes back over the next month, the next 6 months, the next year. So those are kind of the key numbers that you need to watch and that you need to optimize. All right. Now, how do we actually get to those numbers? Like, you might be thinking, well, hold up. If I'm charging $7.99 for shipping and handling, how are they spending $27, $47 or whatever on average? So I want to walk you through the structure of a book funnel. So you've got your landing page, and typically, so I use ClickFunnels to build these funnels. It's really, really helpful. I don't really use ClickFunnels for anything else, but I have a ClickFunnels account just for my free plus shipping book funnel. It's really effective. They have a good template. It's awesome. But one of the things that I use there is I have a 2-step order form. Okay, so what this means is I've got a good looking landing page. I've got a video that explains things. It explains the free book offer, all that stuff. And then there's a 2-step order form. That's the first step, okay? So the first step is getting them their name, their email, their address. And then the second step, they put their credit card information. So here's what happens. If they do not fill out their credit card information, well, I've captured that lead for free. So that's amazing too. So now I'm building this whole list of people who almost bought the book but didn't quite buy the book. And there's 2 things I can do here. Is short term, I can send them into what you would call an abandoned cart sequence. So you say, hey, hold up. Did life get in the way? Like, I noticed you almost got my book. Was it something I said? Did you just forget? Did you get distracted? Like, hey, click here, finish your purchase, grab your free copy of the book. So I'm following up with those folks, which this is going to increase your overall conversion of the funnel. It works really, really well. So that's the first thing. But then the second thing I can do with those folks is long term. I mean, they're now on my email list, right? So I can market to them. I can add value. I can send them to the Self-Publishing School podcast, send them other, free resources that we have, and just help them. And maybe eventually they'll become a customer. But that's the first step. So you got the 2-step order form. And then on the second step, you have what's called an order form bump. Okay, the order form bump, this is an additional purchase. Now, maybe you've been shopping for flights, and it's like at the very last thing, it's like, hey, do you want the insurance, right? And they do a really good job there of it's like, hold up, I'm going to pay to not have the insurance, like the way that they format and everything, it's done really, really well. But an order form bump is kind of like that final thing right before you press the submit button. So it's below your credit card information or below the person's credit card information. And it's the final thing. It's like, hey, one last thing, they can click a checkbox, and then it might be $17, $27, $37 for a one-time offer order form bump. Now, what I've seen work really well here is the audiobook and the digital copy of the book, okay? Because if people are claiming a free physical copy, well, sometimes they just want to be able to start reading it right now. So I've seen people do the audiobook, digital and a bonus chapter, an unreleased chapter, or some kind of bonus that's related to the book, but that you can't get anywhere else. And I've seen all those things work really well. So now all of a sudden you're adding to that average order value per person. You might have 10%, maybe even as much as 30 or 40% of people who claim a free book will click that button and add that to their order. All right. So that's the order form bump. And then from there, depending on the funnel, you can structure this how you want it. The most common structure that I've seen is there's the thank you page, which is really, you delay the thank you page and you have OTO number 1. This stands for one-time offer, and then OTO number 2, and then the thank you page. That's the most common structure that I've seen. So you might go to, hey, there's a $300 product or something on OTO number 1 that's, again, related to the book, but it's something that they can't get in the book. Because if people try to get the book and then it's like, hey, here's this thing that you really need, but I actually didn't tell you earlier, well, now all of a sudden you've got someone who's frustrated in that process. Don't do that. Build on what they're going to learn in the book, all right? So there's OTO number 1 and then OTO number 2. This might be more expensive. Maybe it's $1,000. Maybe it's $200. And then you've got the thank you page, which the thank you page, oftentimes that's confirmation details about their order. It also might be a place where they can refer others into the funnel. Say, hey, gift your friend a free copy of the book. There might be other funnels like, hey, watch this webinar. Somehow where we're taking them from book purchase to customer. So that's the whole process. And you can optimize this, you can test, and I definitely recommend that you do. Test different price points, test different offers, all those things. I'm going to walk you through what we use at Self-Publishing School, and this works extremely well, and it's actually a way simpler version of this funnel. So the way that we do it is super simple. So we've got the two-step order form, we've got an order form bump, and then on the thank you page, it's just a video and a simple call to action. So the video on the thank you page, I say, hey, thank you so much for claiming your free copy of my book published. You're going to love this book. It's going to be amazing. It's going to give you a 10,000 foot view of the process to writing and publishing a book that gets more leads, more sales and referrals for your business. You're going to love it. We're going to ship that out to you ASAP, and it should get to you within 2 to 3 weeks. Now, there's 2 things that the book can't do. It can't talk to you and personalize advice specific to your personal situation. So if you're someone who says, hey, I don't want to wait 2 weeks to get this book, or I just need some feedback on my book idea and I need some help on that book idea, then here's what I want you to do right now. So scroll below this video, book a call with my team. This is going to be with one of the experts on my team. It's a 45-minute call where we'll talk about your goals for your book, your challenges with your book, and your next steps, right? So now all of a sudden, I've positioned this. So this is on the thank you page. I said, hey, we're going to send you your book, and here's exactly what to do next. So they scroll below the video, they book a call with my team. If they're serious about this, I say, hey, if this is not a maybe someday thing, this is a right now thing, book a call with my team. But if this is a maybe someday thing, great. Check out this webinar below. And so there's a link to a webinar, and the webinar is also a conversion mechanism where if they really like that, then there's an opportunity to book a call. So that's how we go from book claimed or book purchased, if you will, to customer for Self-Publishing School. So again, if we can get that to somewhat self-liquidate, I'm fine with just below break even, because now we have subscribers who aren't just subscribers, but they're also buyers. And we're building long-term relationships. And the long-term ROI on this funnel is almost always better because people, they read the book and then they book a call, they sign up for Self-Publishing School. So there you have it. That's how to create a book funnel that converts. I gave you some examples there. Also showed you how we do ours. Feel free to claim a free copy of my book published if you want to see that funnel in action. You can also book a call with my team if you want to work with us to get your book done and get your book published. Maybe you want to work with us to help you launch your book funnel. You can check that out there. But you're probably wondering, like, how do I fulfill these books now? Hold up. So I've got this funnel, it's working, I'm selling books, but am I going to be running to the post office like daily? How do I get these printed? All that stuff. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. Obviously, you can use a fulfillment center. You print all the books either through KDP Print or through, this was formerly known as CreateSpace. You can print it through a local book printing store or book printers. You can do that. And then you can ship that to the fulfillment center and they can handle all that for you. That's one way to do it. And then there's kind of 2 or 3 other ways to do it. And I'll tell you my favorite. So we use KDP Print and we order author copies on the back end. Now this is kind of a ninja level move, and it's going to save you a whole lot of money. So you order author copies and you can send them directly to customers. These are the same thing as a normal book, but this is going to save you money. And so all in, you can send a book to someone because you're probably thinking, hey, how much does this cost? So all in, lately it's been about $9 per book. domestic and 11 to 13 bucks international. Now, previously it was cheaper than this, so it was about $7.15 domestic and 11 bucks or 10 to 11 bucks international. But now we cut off international book purchases for this funnel because it's just too expensive to ship internationally. So that's how you keep your costs down, and that's how we do it. Now, the third option, and if you're doing a low volume, this is perfectly fine. So you can print the books and get them shipped to your house, or have someone on your team, maybe this is your assistant, maybe this is someone that works for you, they do this once a week. So maybe you're selling 30 books a week, that's totally fine. Then you have them fulfill those 30 books per week. It might be a little bit monotonous, but it might save you some time because the fulfillment shops, I mean, they nickel and dime you usually, and they're gonna charge you for all sorts of different things. So your cost per book might actually be closer to 15 or 20 bucks a book landed by the time you get done with all the fees, the storage, the warehousing, and all those things. So that's how you print and fulfill the books. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is kind of a real world case study or examples of how we've used this to grow my business. So I already mentioned, like, this funnel is responsible for literally millions of dollars in customers for Self-Publishing School. Almost always we're running people through that funnel. We're using Facebook ads, we're using all different other types of ads from the blog, all those things. Like, this book is everywhere and it's a great entry point. I like to say it's the start of a conversation. Right? We start conversation with a prospect through that book, and then they go on to book a call with the team, buy other products, buy the 90-day author success journal, the book outline challenge, like they move into other products. But I want to give you a specific example of what we've done recently. A little while back when COVID happened, so COVID-19 happened, and we said, hey, how can we help people? Like, we want to help people, we want to serve people, but we also want to do this in a way that we can give back and is good for business, right? So what should we do here? So I said, hey, what if we gave away 3,000 copies of my book for free? Like, literally, people don't even have to pay shipping and handling. So we're gonna give away, it's about $50,000 worth of books. And so we say, hey, we're gonna give away the physical copy, audio, ebook, all those things. Let's do a giveaway. And we say, hey, we want to ship people books. You don't even have to pay shipping and handling. This is going to help people utilize this time in quarantine to write and publish a book. So if you've been thinking about this for a while, if you've been dreaming about this for a while, now is finally the time. You can do this. And so maybe you claim a free copy of the book. You don't do business with us. That's totally cool. We want to give back to the community. We want to help people. Let's do that. But then also, if people want to work with us, that's fine too. And people can do that. So we did this. We gave away literally thousands of physical copies. I can't remember what the final number is. There's about 2,200 copies or so of the physical copy. I think we gave away another couple thousand digital and audiobooks. So all told, about 5,000 copies of this book have been given away. Now check out the results. So over the next 3 months or so, we did just about $300,000 in sales for Self-Publishing School from the folks who came from that funnel. So all told, I think my physical cost or hard cost was about $15,000 to $20,000. So this wasn't cheap to ship out all these books for free. But the return was about $300,000 in sales. So as you can see, over 1,000% ROI on that funnel. And also we were able to give back. We were able to do a lot of good during that time. So just one example of how you can use a free plus shipping book funnel promo, and maybe this is a one-time event and it helps people and then also brings in a ton of business. Now, this is the full process. I hope that you enjoyed this video walking through how to create a high converting book funnel, free plus shipping funnel, why you need this for your business, how you can use this to get more leads, sales, and referrals for your business. Now, we've got a full blog post. If you want to go more in depth on this process, definitely check out that blog post. You can find the link along with this video in the description. Click over to that blog post, check it out. We kind of go in depth. We show you the case study on that giveaway that I just talked about. So I'll show you that, as well as just a lot more details on how to create a high converting free plus shipping book funnel. I hope that you found this video helpful. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. There's a couple things I want you to comment with. So number one, what were your thoughts or takeaways from this video, and how can you use a free plus shipping book funnel in your business? Scroll below this video right now, seriously, right now. Take 2 minutes to comment on this video and with your thoughts, with your takeaways, things like that. And I also love to hear, have you used this? Like, what have your results been? If you have a free plus shipping book funnel, what do your numbers look like? What are your results? Maybe your average order value, your cost per free book published. I'd love to hear your thoughts and results in the comments. And then lastly, Do you have a favorite free plus shipping book funnel? I'd love to check out some examples. Feel free to post those in the comments. Hopefully YouTube won't delete them, and I can actually check them out and click on those funnels and check them out. So comment below. Take 2 minutes right now. Seriously, scroll below this video and comment on this video. As always, click the like button and then subscribe. Now also check out the Self-Publishing School podcast. We've got amazing episodes over there launching every single Wednesday, and we've got at least 2 to 3 episodes on that podcast on free plus shipping book funnels. So I think we've got 2 with Russell Brunson. He breaks down his free plus shipping book funnels. We've got 1 with Onyx Singal. He breaks down his free plus shipping book funnel. Like, really good interviews. Check those out. Subscribe to the Self-Publishing School podcast. Thank you so much for watching this video once again, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Talk soon.